Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about the like and unlike decimals, as well as the topics covered in this video will be the comparison and ordering of decimals. Now, what are like and unlike decimals? Let us see. Like decimals. Decimals having the same number of decimal places are called like decimal. What do you mean by the decimal places? We mean that the numbers after the decimal point should be equal. Here we have two digits after the decimal. Here also we have two digits after the decimal. We are not concerned about the whole number. We are just concerned about the numbers after the decimal. They should be equal in number. Unlike decimals, the decimals not having the same number of decimal places are called unlike decimals. Like for example, 2.9 has only one decimal place, whereas 48.203 has three decimal places. So they are unlike decimals. Now let us learn how to convert unlike decimals to like decimals. For example, taken here is 2.3 is a number, 34.58 is another number, and the last number is 1.345. First of all, we have to find the number which has the largest number of decimal places. In this example, 1.345 is such a number which has the largest number of decimal places, that is 3. Then we have to figure out that how many zeros have to be added behind this number and this number to make them equal to 3. Now 2.3 has only one decimal place, so we will add two zeros after the number. And 3.58 has two decimal places, so we add only one zero after the number. So the step says add as many zeros as required towards the end of the decimal number to make all the numbers have same number of decimal digits. So now 2.300, 34.580 and 1.345 are like decimals. Let us see a few examples. In this question, we have to change the given decimals to like decimals. 2.89, 34.678, 1.111 and 7.8. Number with the largest number of decimal places are 34.678 and 1.111, which have three decimal digits. So the other numbers have to be made equal to these many decimal places, that is 3. Now the first number 2.89 has two decimal places. If we add a single zero to it, we get three decimal places. The other number, that is 7.8, has only one decimal place, so we have to add two zeros behind the number to make it equal to three decimal places. So now all the four digits, that is 2.890, 34.678, 1.111, 7.800 are like decimals. Let us see this through another example. 6.79, 6.453, 1.6, 4.63. Now the biggest decimal place number is 6.453, which has three decimal places. So all other numbers have to be made into three decimal places. So 6.79 will be made into 6.790 by adding one zero at the end. 1.6 needs two zeros. 4.63 needs one zero at the end to make them like decimals. So we can say that 6.790, 6.453, 1.600, 4.630 are now like decimals. Now, to learn about the comparison and the ordering of decimals, we need to know that it does not matter how many zeros you add to the end of the decimal. The value does not change. Here there is a number 1.3 where the girl is adding zeros at the last. She's taking so much effort to add these zeros, but it doesn't matter. You may bring as many zeros as you want behind the number. That doesn't make it different from 1.3. 1.3 is equal to 1.30 is equal to 1.300 is equal to any number of zeros that are added after 1.3. You can add zeros on the right of the decimal numbers, not whole numbers. 5 does not equal to 50. We do not add the numbers after the whole numbers. We do not add a 0 after 5 because it will become 50. But here, after the decimal number, if we add zeros, it does not change the value of the number. This is very important. I have another example of comparison. Let's see. We have to compare the decimals 34.3, 34.58. First of all, the step says we have to convert them into like decimals. To compare the decimals, we need them as like decimals. So here we have 34.30 and 34.58. They both are now having equal number of decimal places. Two decimal places at the last. The second step is to compare the whole number. If we compare the whole number, 34 is equal to 34. So we cannot say which is greater or which is smaller. The next part is to compare the decimal part. And what we are going to do? We are going to compare the digits one by one. If we compare 3 with 5, we find that 5 is greater than 3. Hence, we conclude that 34.30 is lesser than 34.58. Or in other words, you can say that 34.58 is greater than 34.30. Now we have to learn how to order the decimals. Ordering can be done in ascending order or in descending order. Ascending is the increasing order of numbers, while descending is the decreasing order of numbers. Once the comparison is done, ascending and descending order can be decided further. Once you know how to compare the numbers, then you can come out with an answer that this is bigger and this is smaller, or in other words, if you want to place them in the descending order, this is smaller and this is bigger. See, I have an example over here. 3.42 and 3.47 has to be compared. Now we have to line up the numbers in a column, line up the decimal points one below the other. Start at the left and compare numbers with the same place values. If you see that the whole number 3, the numbers at the ones place are the same. Let's move to the next number. The numbers in the 10th place are also the same. Next, we move to the numbers in the hundreds place. The number in the hundreds place are different. 700 is greater than 200. So we can conclude that 3.42 is less than 3.47. Or in other words, 3.47 is greater than 3.42. Let's take another example. We have two numbers 1.3 and 1.13. If we compare them, we have to first line up the decimals one below the other, 1.3, and below that, using the decimal point as the base, 1.13. Now we have to make them into like decimals. So we add a 0 over here and make them equal to 2 digits after the decimal. Now let's start comparing from the left hand side and compare the numbers with the same place values. 1 and 1 both are whole numbers and they are at the ones place and they are same and they are equal. So we move to the next place. The number at the 10th place is different. 3 is greater than 1. So we can say 3/10 is greater than 1/10. So the answer that we get is 1.3 is greater than 1.13. Let us see through few more examples. We have to compare 2.132 and 0.412. Don't you find it easy now to compare it? Look at the whole numbers. The whole number here is 2 and 0 on the right hand side. Can we very clearly say that the whole number 2 is greater than 0? Yes. So 2.132 will be greater than 0.412. Let us see one more example, 2.21.68, and on the other side we have 21.62. This is a little tricky, but we know how to solve it. right? We have to first compare the whole number. 21 is equal to 21. Now let us compare the 10th place. 21.6 is equal to 21.6. Both the numbers at the 10th place are 6. So the numbers are equal. Now let us compare the 100th place. When we compare the 100th place, 8 is greater than 2. We conclude that 21.6 is 8 is greater than 21.62. Let us see one more example, 4.001, and on the other side also what we have, 4.001. Clearly you can see that the complete number is equal. None is greater, none is smaller. So they both are equal. 6972, that is 6972, has to be compared with 6.738. Now let us see the whole numbers. If you see the whole number, this one is much greater than 6. So 6972 is greater than 6.738. Let us learn how to arrange the numbers in ascending order through a few examples. I have a number. I have 5 numbers on my screen: 22.41, 43.92, 23.86, 38.97, and 46.528. They all are unlike decimals, so we add required number of zeros to make them like decimals. So here we have like decimals. We have added a 0 here, we have added a 0 here, here and here. Now they all are like decimals. Now compare the whole numbers. Let us see which whole number is the smallest. 22 is the smallest, then comes 23, then comes 38, then comes 43, and then comes 56. So can we write the order? We have to use ascending order, smaller to bigger. So the smallest number first, then the bigger, then bigger, then bigger, and then the biggest. So here is the answer on the screen. Let us learn how to arrange them in descending order. I have few numbers on the screen: 0.6, 1.6, 6.06, then 6.006, then 4.06. If you see that they all are unlike decimals, so we add zeros after the decimal part and make them like decimals. So here I add 2 zeros to make them 3. So here I add 2 zeros, here I add a single zero, here no zero is added, and here again a zero is added. Now compare the whole numbers, then the decimal part, and then we are going to arrange them. If we compare the whole number part, this is the smallest. Then comes 1, then comes 4, but then these both have the whole number 6 as the same. Now if we compare the decimal part, we have at the 10th place both have 0, but at the 100th place this is bigger, right? So we compare and we write them as 6.060 is greater than 6.006 is greater than 4.060 is greater than 1.600 is greater than 0.600. So here we end the topic. We are going to meet in the next video to learn how to add, subtract, multiply and divide the decimals. This is rather very easy. For maths, we require practice every day. Keep practicing, keep asking questions. If you have any doubt, any question you have, any query, please write it down in the comments given below. Thank you for watching the video. We are going to meet in the next video now. Bye bye.